Hey guys, what's going on? Brandon Vitro here, and in this video we're going to be talking about how to become a millionaire in 3 basic steps. Now, I know this sounds like some kind of crazy clickbait, but it's really not. Like, I'm not saying this is going to happen overnight, but these are basically the 3 things that you need to do and that pretty much every millionaire out there does to go from wherever you are now to become a millionaire. Now, I'm also not saying that being a millionaire solves every problem, but making this video, I feel like maybe I could help you retire early. And I think a lot of people see becoming a millionaire as impossible, and they don't really see the possibility that, if you really do follow these 3 steps, you actually can reach your goal of becoming a millionaire. And there are 3 pretty simple steps. It's nothing really advanced. All of the steps are things that anyone could do. And so I wanted to make this video just to let you guys know that, and hopefully give you guys some inspiration and also a step-by-step guide to be able to follow if you're interested in doing this as well. So the first thing you need to do to be able to become a millionaire is just to hit the like button on this video. Okay, I'm just kidding about that, but the first thing that you need to do is actually just make money. So you don't need to be making $1 million a year or something crazy like that. You just need to be making some money. So we're going to talk about a few of the ways that you can make money in order to get to this first step. So the first way we'll talk about is how to make money online. This seems like everyone's dream job. There's like all these ads saying that, tomorrow you can wake up with $1 million online. And I'm definitely not going to say that it's that easy. But what I will say is that you can definitely make money online. Like what I'm doing right now is trying to grow this YouTube channel. And hopefully I'll be able to make money from this one day. And that's totally an option available to you as well. Like, YouTube is completely free to start. All you need is like a camera and something to edit on. A lot of people nowadays are actually just starting with their phone. So they'll record videos on their phone and they can even edit them on their phone sometimes. So if this is something you're interested in, I would recommend creating a good plan for how to grow your YouTube channel and really just focusing on that, trying to put out a few videos a week. And if you're interested in that, I do make a lot of videos about how to make money on YouTube, so you can check out those videos on my channel. But that is a viable option, and if you're interested in that, you can grow your channel to a point where you're able to make money from it. And the good thing about starting a YouTube channel is hopefully every month you get more views than you got the month before. So you're constantly making more money each month than the month before. I do have to warn you though, starting out it is going to be discouraging because you're probably not going to make money at first. So you have to put in a lot of work up front to be able to eventually make money down the road. And there is a possibility that you will never reach that point or that you might give up before that. So it's not a clear and cut way of making money, but it is an option. And I know some YouTubers are making like crazy amounts of money. So that's just one option. Now, other ways to make money online, you could start an online business. You could do affiliate marketing, like you could promote products that are on Amazon. And if people click on the link that you provide, you'll get a small cut if they buy that product. There's a lot of different ways and different things you can look into. And I'm not going to go like in depth on each way because we have a lot of other stuff to get to in this video. But I do just want to make you aware that there are a lot of options out there. Now, another way to make money to get this first step would be just to have a regular job. Now, if you decide to go this route, you're definitely going to want to put as much effort into your job as you possibly can. So you're going to want to put in extra hours at work. You're going to want to try to get as many raises as you can and try to make as much money as you can from your job. Now, another option is what I'm currently doing, which is have a regular job and also start things on the side. So have a regular job, and what I'm also doing is doing YouTube videos when I get home from work. So you could do something like this, or you could come home and work on an online business, something like that where you're doing 2 things at once. That way you have money coming in and you also have a possible income source that could grow in the future. Now, another option is one that a lot of people don't like to talk about because maybe it's not as appealing, but you could do something more physical, like a landscaping job, and sort of start your own company doing that. It's not an online business, but it is still a business that you're running. Like, there are a lot of different services that people need, and you could be the person providing those services. And the good thing with that is you can charge, as much money as you want, as long as the person is willing to pay. So if you're young and you're watching this and you want to get started with this, I would actually recommend just getting a part-time job. If you're still in school, get a part-time job that, it's not going to stress you out so much that you can't work on school. Or the other option I would say is to make YouTube videos or try to start an online business while you're in school. Now, I would say try to get a part-time job and do the other things. That way you have some money that you're able to put into YouTube, maybe get a better camera or a better microphone or whatever it is that you need. Having money coming in that you can either invest or put into your business is always a good thing to have. Okay, so now we're on step 2 of becoming a millionaire, and that is going to be saving your money. So when I say saving your money, I really mean it. Save as much as you possibly can. So your goal is going to be save as close to 100% of your income as you possibly can. For example, instead of buying, a $3 coffee every morning, what you could do is make coffee at home for like 20 cents and just drink that instead. It's still coffee, you're still gonna get the caffeine boost. Now you're saving over $2 that was gonna go down the drain, that you were just gonna drink down with a coffee, and now you have that money that you can save. And if you do that every day, that's really gonna add up. So just look at things like this. For example, instead of eating out, make food at home. It's gonna be a lot cheaper. And just think about these things when you're shopping. So always get the cheaper option. Always do your best to save as much money as you possibly can. Now, for saving money, I do recommend that you use something like mint.com. And this is like a service where it tracks all your spending and all your savings, and it shows you how much money you have coming in, how much money is going out, and it gives you little charts. And it's a really good service that I use like every single day just to track where your money is going and just to make sure that you're constantly saving money and more money is going to be in your account. And the reason this is important is because if you're not tracking your money, you don't know how much you're saving. And a lot of times you'll think you're doing really good and you're saving a lot of money, but you're doing these little purchases throughout the day that you don't realize add up so much. So when you have something like mint.com, you're able to look through the expenses and say, wow, like these things are really adding up. Let me see if I can cut that in half next week or next month. And so we really want to be focused on saving. And the reason is every penny you save is a penny closer to retirement. And this could be, retirement a long ways from now, or you could retire at a young age if you're really starting this young. Now, I do want to raise another issue, which is getting a raise at work. So let's say you get a $5,000 a year raise at work and you're saving as much money as you possibly can, and now you get this $5,000 a year raise. Now, are you going to start spending that extra $5,000? I would say what you want to do is just take that extra $5,000 and put it in your savings account right away. Most people would take that $5,000 a year raise and buy a new computer or a new car or spend it on these little things throughout the day because they're like, okay, I got a raise, I can spend a little bit more now. But the thing is, you don't want to do that. You want to continue living off the least amount of money as possible, and then any extra money you're making, put that towards your savings. Now, every year, if you're making more money every year you're saving more money and you're still living off the least amount of money as possible. So now we're going to move on to step 3, which personally I think is my favorite step. So now that you're saving as much money as you possibly can, you're building up your savings account, now you want to do something with that money. So you're going to want to invest it. So the first thing I want you to do is build your savings account enough to cover like 6 months of expenses. So let's say each month you spend $1,000, save up $6,000 that is always going to sit in your savings account. And the reason for this is if you ever have an emergency or you decide to quit your job or whatever it is, you'll always have that backup. And that's really going to give you some breathing room so you don't have to worry about having money. Now, after you've reached that goal, let's say it's $6,000, every penny that you save after that, you're going to want to invest. Now, I love talking about investing, and I think it's really interesting trying to pick the best investments and whatnot. This may be something that you don't like thinking about. It may be something you think is really intimidating or scary. And I just want to tell you it's really not that bad. So if you've never invested in anything before, don't worry. It's really not that scary. It's nothing that's too intimidating. And it's actually pretty simple nowadays because there's apps that like do everything for you. Now, speaking of these apps, you can use either like Robinhood or M1 Finance. For most people, I would say M1 Finance is going to be a much better option. because it's going to give you way better options for investing in index funds. Now, if you don't know what that is, I know it sounds kind of complicated, but it's really not. So an index fund, instead of like buying one stock at a time, because you can buy, let's say, one stock of Apple. An index fund is going to be like you can buy a bunch of stocks at one time and only pay a small amount. So when you're investing in an index fund, you're basically getting a small fraction of a bunch of different stocks. And buying an index fund, since you have a bunch of different stocks in there, it's going to be way less risky than just buying one. Because let's say you buy just Apple and then Apple stock, it tanks and it goes down a lot. All you have is that Apple stocks, and so that's really going to affect your portfolio. Whereas if you buy an index fund and let's say Apple is just one out of 100 stocks in there and Apple tanks, it's fine because all the other stocks may have gone up. So it's not going to affect you as much as if you're just buying, one stock at a time. And so that's why I would recommend going with index funds. I think they tend to be a lot safer and a lot better for normal people like us. Even Warren Buffett says index funds are the way to go. And he's the third richest person in the world. So if you are interested in investing using M1 Finance, I do have a link in the description that you can use, and it'll give you $10 towards your investments once you start investing. And there are other things you can invest in. So let's say you want to invest in real estate. You can buy a house and then rent that house out to people. With this, there are a lot of things you have to learn. So you have to be able to manage the property, or at least hire a property manager, and make sure you know what's going on with the house, make sure it's in good condition. But this is another option. And what I would say is start investing. You can start investing in stocks and index funds. And then once you have some money built up, then you can invest in a property. I would say it's always good to have a mix of different things. That way, if one of them is not doing so well, at least you have other things as well. So I know I said there's 3 steps, but there's kind of like a secret 4th step, which is going to be wait. Just wait. Keep doing what you're doing, saving and investing as much money as you possibly can. And if you continue to do this and you're waiting and you're just being patient, eventually your investments are going to be paying you enough for you to live off of without having to work or save or invest any more money. And once you reach that point, you can pretty much retire, or you can start chasing your dream job. So let's say you're able to retire like that, and you have money coming in that you can live off of, and you want to go try to be an actor or whatever you want to do. Maybe you want to start a YouTube channel. You're able to do whatever you want because now you have enough money coming in from your investments that you're able to focus on that. So if you follow these 3 steps and you just continue working on them, and you're constantly doing your best to save as much of your income as possible, and you're always trying to raise your income and make more money, and then you're investing as much of that money as you can, you will eventually reach retirement. And I think a lot of people don't think it's very possible, but I do want to let you know that if you do these things, you will reach it faster than you would expect. So if you invest $3,000 right now and then $3,000 every month for 15 years, and you get, let's say, an average of 8% return, you will have $1 million after 15 years. Now, after 30 years of doing the exact same thing, you'll have over $4.5 million. And this is called compound interest, where the more money you invest and the longer you let that money grow, it starts growing like this, and it gets a little bigger, and over time it starts to compound and just skyrocket. So it gets to the point where every year your money is making way more money than it was making the year before. So I hope this video at least got you thinking about these things, and if you're interested in watching more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I make videos like this all the time, and I really hope this video helped you out. If it did, leave a thumbs up and comment below, and I'll make sure I respond to every comment. And now go watch some more of my videos, and I will see you guys there.